Hello everybody, Todd here, all things archery and shooting, and welcome back to my channel today. Today we're going to be discussing my budget bow build for hunting this year for trad. I originally built a bow with a 1974 green Bear Grizzly bow. It was a 50-pound bow at 28 inches, 58-inch overall. And that bow is a really nice bow. I was shooting it for a while. I did a complete review on it, set up everything on it a while back because I was planning on using that bow throughout the whole season to photograph all the different hunts I'm going to be going on. Well, after shooting that bow for a few days, it developed a crack in the limb glass, which is right with the working part of the limb here, okay? And once that happens, you can't fix that. So what I did is I went in, I had to get it all back online and try to find a new one, and I found one on eBay, and it was really hard to find one for under $100 because I only paid $81 for that last one. Hello everybody, Todd here, all things archery and shooting, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to go ahead and give you another update on the budget grizzly bow build for this year's hunting season I'm building. And if you've watched my earlier video that I put out, you know that my original Bear Grizzly I built, the green one, 1974 model, developed a crack in the glass right here in the working part of the limb. And of course, once that happens, it's pretty much useless. You can't use it anymore. So I had to get back online and try to find another one to still make this budget thing work, keep it under my budget. And I looked for probably over a week till I finally found this one. I did find a lot of other Bear Grizzlies the same year, same vintage type, looking for, same weight, 50 pounds at 28 inches. But they were running from $150 up to $250. I did find this one from a man that put it on there, and I ended up winning it for $89, which was pretty surprising me because the bow's in like super shape. Now this is the Bark Brown model. It's the same year as the last one I did in 1974. This is also 50 pounds at 28 inches. But this is a little bit heavier. It breeds 53 pounds behind this the arrow plate here. So this bow is pulling 56 pounds at my draw with 29.5 inches, all right? So I went ahead and bought the bow, purchased it. I took all the stuff off the old bow that had the crack in the limb and transferred it to this one. And I've been shooting for a couple of days now. And after my last video dropped about my changing the bow, y'all wanted me to do a review on the speed of this bow and how accurate it shot. Let me tell you, this bow shoots just as good as the last one, if not better. This one shoots like a laser. It's dead accurate. I mean, I'm really impressed with this bow. It shoots really well. There was somebody on my channel who's a longtime subscriber of mine that's been on there several times. I won't say his name, but he'll know who I'm talking about. He recommended I don't get an older Bear bow and use it because they're not going to hold up. Well, I have to disagree with you. I've had a lot of older Bear bows. I've done a lot of reviews on a lot of them. I got a whole wall full of them behind me here. And I've never had one split on me like that before in a fiberglass. But it happens, and it could have been anything. Could have been the bow was stored in an attic in the heat somewhere. Could have been abused in a previous life, who knows. That's the first Bear bow I've ever had that actually cracked in the limb for me like that, okay? So, if you're looking for a good buy, you can find these older Bear bows from the 60s and 70s for anywhere from $100 to $150 if you look hard enough, all right? So let's talk about this bow now. So this was the same, 58 inches. It's 50 pounds at 28 inches, 58-inch AMO overall length. It's running a Flemish twist B55 string on it. I got some puff balls on it, okay? I got my knock set 3/8 above center, okay? I'm running a Bear hair rest with my own special Bear arrow plate on the back. I've got a Saunders arrow holder here. It's running a Selway quiver, 4-arrow quiver. And the arrows that I'm using this year with it, I haven't really tuned a set of arrows for this. So what I did is I went ahead and I set these up. I had another set which I thought was tuned pretty well. I was getting some erratic flights. I went back to the drawing board and reset it up, and I started everything from scratch. And I bear shaft tuned this whole bow from the beginning. And this is what I came up with. These are basically, it's a 400 carbon shaft, has a 150 grain insert up front, okay? And it's running a 145 grain Bear Super Razor. Now these Super Razor heads are only made for a couple years, from 1971 to 1973, the gray ones. So I found these on eBay as well for $60 for 6 of them, okay? So I got these, sharpened them up, put them in there. I don't like to use the insert because these things fly great without the insert. Put the inserts in, they fly crazy. Anyway, the arrow's cut 30.5 inches. It's running 4-inch shield cut feathers, barred. I've got a luminoc in the back of it. And also I picked up an old, this is a piece of heat shrink tubing. I run up the arrow, heat it up. That keeps the edge of the feathers nice and tight. Alright? The whole arrow, the way it sits right now, comes in at 661 grams, okay? Between 660 and 665 roughly, alright? So, that's what I'll be using to hunt with this year. Okay? Alright, let's head out to the range now. We'll put this bow through its paces. We'll check it for velocity and check it for accuracy and see how it shoots. You can see what I'm talking about, and I'll see you guys on the outside by the range there. Alright? See you. Okay, first of 5 arrows, 670 grains. Chronograph's 10 foot in front of the target. I'm 10 foot behind the chronograph. Here we go. First arrow. $173. Second arrow. $177. Third arrow. $174. Fourth arrow. Error. Fourth arrow. 166. Fifth and final arrow. Error again. Fifth and final arrow. $162. Okay, next we're going to check the accuracy of this new bow I got. We're going to put 3 arrows in here and see what it looks like. All right, 20 yards first. And then I'll back out 30 yards, do the same at 30. So 20 yards, 3 arrows. Here we go, 20 yards. So fucking hot. Okay, it's a little, about an inch high and an inch to the left, less than 2 inches. It's about right. My point on with this bow is about 31 yards, so we're going to go at 31 yards now and try it, okay? 30 yards next. Here we go. Okay, almost in the exact same spot. I got 2 right at 12 o'clock touching and 1 about an inch and a half to the left. I do believe that'll work for this hunting season. All right, let's head inside, get out of the seat, get something cold to drink, and we'll finish up about this bow. All right, see you inside. Okay, I just came back from the range. It's pretty hot there today in Florida. It's about 94 degrees out, about 90% humidity. You just stand in one place for more than a minute, you start sweating. But anyway, I'll do is shoot this bow out there. The velocity of this bow using these arrows here at about 660 grains roughly. We're getting right around 170 feet per second, which is pretty respectable. And accuracy on this bow, you saw there, 20 yards is less than 2 inches, and at 30 yards is less than 3 inches. This shoot just a tad bit high, but that's okay. I'll just have to adjust my point aim a little bit. Overall, the bow's shooting real well. It's very quiet, not loud at all, no hand shock whatsoever. It is really zipping these arrows out. I mean, moving a 660 grain arrow, 670 grain arrow roughly at about 170 feet per second is pretty impressive. So I mean, it's really moving pretty well. I'll put a card in the video here that you can see the actual averages for the velocity and the actual kinetic energy. But I'm confident this boat can shoot anything in North America with no problem at all. Everything's holding up real well. I mean, there's no cracks or no relamination this time in the lens like my last bow. I've been shooting for a few days now. I really like this bow. I think I prefer the bark brown better than the green. This seems to blend better in the woods. So, but I mean, the bow is just, for less than $100 I paid for this bow, it's well worth the money. Okay, this bow is very similar to the new Bear Super Grizzly that Bear Archery is putting out now. I have one of those on the wall here, which is right here, it's bottom bow right here. I did a review on that bow not too long ago. But this bow has 2 laminates of maple in it, same as the Super Grizzly. Also the same type of window in it. Put your Bear icon there and everything. And it's got the reinforced tips. This bow is not rated for a fast flight as it is a 1974 vintage, so I'm using a B55 Dacron on it, okay? Anyway, that's the bow we're doing this year. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot of hunts with this bow coming here. My first hunt's going to be at the Cherokee Hunting Club in South Carolina. I'll be there August 14th through the 20th of August, opening week, hunting deer. So I'll be filming the hunt with this bow, and I'll be posting on our YouTube channel. So be sure to look for that, okay? All right, well, this has been Todd, All Things in Archery, and until next time, y'all, ciao.